Hello. So, let's take a look. Posted on Twitter, posted on Discord. Yeah, so I was working anyway. Let me switch to this one. Boom. Oh, I'm not centered. I am now. Anyway, so I was working anyway on custom map support, and I haven't shared a lot over the weekend, but I actually made pretty good progress. And right now I'm fighting some environment lighting and Skybox thing on custom maps, but you'll see in a moment the problem. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, I thought I had to sneeze. Okay. So how is the volume music? Okay, it looks fine. Hello, Cut Mickey Guanaco with the new pirate map. Woo! Lucas and Chiski. So anyway, pirate map. Okay, so let's just no time to talk because I have to show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm not gonna show you how it works, but it works like other stuff, really custom map. Again, what I'm working on here is something, it's work in progress. So this isn't shipped or pushed to anywhere, so you can't test it or try it out yet, because as you will see, it's not fully ready. But basically, and don't take this as a tutorial, it's mostly for Guanaco because he's working on custom maps so far. But basically, what I'm doing is, what you have to do when you get the stuff is that you make a new, let's see, can we do? Yes. So you make a new definition, as we know and love, and then you give a name, give a description. I'm not using description right now for anything, but I'll just add it. Then you do a bunch of screenshots, thumbnails. I'm only using one right now, but I might change the layout, so we might have more at some point. So that's why I made it a list, but I'm just using the first one right now. And then you have to provide the screen or the scene name, and this have to match one-to-one with what you actually call your scene. Your scene file down here, but more about that in the tutorial. Anyway, so that's the basic setup. So pretty much as we used to. I would like to have been able to drop the scene into a reference, but that's not how scene works in Unity apparently, so I can't do that. But anyway, this is how it works right now. And what then happens is that you build your map, of course. Right now I'm testing some stuff here, and then you build your map. Right now this mod has two maps. Right now the mod I'm working on here is one mod with both fireworks and multiple scenes and multiple custom maps. But that I'm doing that for testing. I think I will suggest you do a single, a mod with only a scene, and then have another mod with other stuff, so not to combine it too much. But anyway, this thing is just a little scene I made here with some free houses and stuff like that. And then in the main game, let's start that one up. Yeah, multiplayer is a thing for next year, but I have a lot to do before that. Yeah, custom maps, Rob. Now let's see, it's pretty cool. Take a look here. So then you hit start. It looks through the mods and find the mods with actual custom scenes. Right now it's just one list, with the built-in ones, because they are actually loaded in the same way the mod ones are. A lot of details about that, but I had to. But now Rob is here and Guanaco is here, so I can say a little. And but maybe if we do like this, you can actually see some details, because I had to change how before a map was only one scene, but because I now have some common things that I need to dynamically have loaded on top of a custom map, I needed to extract those things out. and then do some magic to load stuff in dynamically by loading multiple scenes, and then at the end merge the scenes together, and and then hopefully have everything working. And there's been a lot of things that didn't work because they kind of expected something to be before, and I had to change a lot. And then to make my own life easier when in a game where I actually am in a scene, or in the town for instance, and just want to hit play, that works in a completely different way, but I had to make it go into the same way without having me to wait and double load things, and it's been fun. But it's kind of working now. So let's take a look here. So now I loaded up the scenes here, and now I can open this another map. And if you pay attention to the left here, you will see that it loads multiple scenes, and then at the end combine them, unless I uncomment. No, I haven't. So it should combine them. But anyway, the result is it loads a map, loads all the mods you have installed, with fireworks and props and all that, and then it starts the map. Right now there's no player spawn. Right now the player just spawns in 0.0.0. But that's easy to fix later on, or add. Kexcraft, I'm working on a custom map support. And now you can see over here it loads the mods, and it's loaded. Okay, you can't even see that more because it's already merged it together. So what you see here is this new map I just made, and I can spawn in whatever, something. This one is a bad one because it's pretty laggy. So this, and I have some props, I think. A little boy. So mod things work, and you can fire it off. But what you might also see, if I make it full screen here, is that there is kind of a tint of white on everything. Maybe Rob, it's good you're here, because maybe you have an idea of how to make this work. Okay, so if I change the time of day, because the environment is loaded outside or around this this level here, and you can see this looks terrible, right? Because things keeps being white, have this white tint. And the reason is, I think, is because this skybox is set correctly to the enviro sky, but the sun source is not set, and there's something else that is not set correctly in the skybox. So I can actually fix this, but then and it's fair enough, but the less people have to remember to do, the better, because the more you have to remember to do, the more human makes mistakes. So the bigger chance of making a mistake, or bigger risk of making a mistake, the risk of making a mistake gets bigger the more you have to remember. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, so now we're back in our mod thing, and the way we can actually fix this is by simply just setting the skybox in this custom scene to none, which is easy enough. Then I can build, maybe let's save it, and then build the mod again. And as you will see now, it looks much better. Still not set up correctly, and that's what I'm working on now. But this fixed the visual of it, at least some of it. And Amnesty is here before it ends. Nice. I will most likely stream around an hour, so like 50 minutes or something from now. Are you using scene templates for the mod builders to use? No, because there's nothing they really have to do special. Well, of course there will be, because there will have to be some kind of spawn point you place in the map, but besides that, it's you just build a scene and then I load the game around that scene basically. But it gives you the possibility to add, and that's what will make it perform better, custom maps. First of all, for a player, it's better to have a UI like this here, where you can pick the maps instead of having going in and go to props and load, and then you are loading the map inside a map with some other, inside a scene with some other collision calling data, which makes it, not good. But this new way, you can actually use the collision calling, so you can have, your scene perform a lot better. Anyway, So let's load up this another map again. So no, you mean scene templates, Rob? Like, you know, when you create a new project, or I'm in doubt what scene templates are. Isn't it just, you know, kind of, yeah, a template of a scene? So it's born with a certain amount of elements in it, or objects in it, game objects in it. And I'm on purposely installed a lot of mods to test, you know, how it works with a lot of mods installed, because one of the challenges of doing that list in the main menu is that in the beginning I had to load all mods to figure out which one had a scene or had a custom map, and that takes, as you can see, a long time to load all maps, and it's not necessary to do that listing because, yeah, that's weird. But then I figure out another way to do it much quicker, and that's why I have a lot of mods installed to make sure that loading and listing of the custom maps is fast, even though you have a lot of mods installed. That doesn't have a scene. But now you can see here, now it looks much better, right? Just something here. So now it looks more correct, you know, with the dark, you know, it's dark, and if I it's a little too dark, so there's still something wrong. You can see it becomes very dark once it becomes dark, but I don't have this tint of white as we had before. So there's still something wrong. And what is wrong, I think, is something with this EnviroSky thing not being loaded correctly. Because it should look something like this. So I'm trying to figure out how do I make EnviroSky set itself up after I'm done loading stuff, because EnviroSky sets itself up when this wrapper scene, or map essential as I call it, I think it sets itself up once that is loaded, and that is loaded first, and then the custom map is loaded. And this is actually a little visual. The reason I haven't streamed last week, even though I worked a lot on the game, is because I was mainly working on this long method here for loading a scene and some other stuff in this one. And it was very technical, and I couldn't even wrap my head around it myself, so it's kind of hard to keep a conversation with you guys while working on something you don't know how to make work. But now I'm here again with this problem, but it's a little more visual, so I think it might, yeah, be a little more interesting to look at. But I guess the main problem is that that the EnviroSky is not set up correctly after I load it in. Let me try something also here. So that's basically what I'm working on. Is there a line between what you... Does Skybox lighting settings come under things that the modders need to know? No, exactly. They basically, as you can see, you can actually see here. So this is my new scene. I just created a new scene, added the terrain, dragged in some visuals here, applied, modders have to, add colliders and lights and whatever they want. I also made another scene here, which is just a plane with some other props. These one have rigid bodies, so then player can actually pick them up. I put in a gorilla because why not, to test some animation, and one of these actually animate in the beginning, so that also seems to be working. Put in a large cake. So basically you don't have to do much right now as a modder other than make a scene, put stuff in you want. You cannot change the lighting settings. In the future, maybe you can add post-processing to your scene to make it look a little different, stuff like that. But basically, you don't have to do anything right now, as it is right now. But remember, I'm working on this, so there might come something. But at least I know there will be some kind of player spawn thing. Right now, as I said in the beginning, I'm just spawning in the center, just to make it easy right now. Pizza Hut Simulator. Are you planning to still add fireworks for the base game? I think most mods can reach the level of original fireworks. Well, actually, a lot of the mod fireworks is better looking than the built-in, really, and the built-in performs better often because it's made more for performance than visual. But as I've said before, adding fireworks to the base game, I will still do that, of course, to some extent. But it doesn't scale very well, because I spend a lot of time making just a single new rocket. And yeah, and then people fire it off once and think it's lame and then never get back to it. So I think my time for the game as a whole, I think my time is better spent on other stuff, really. For instance, like this, adding some new features for modders so they can create, because that will eventually add much more content for players and make it a lot more fun for modders, really. So win-win, I guess. I think a bunch of them are much better than, yeah, exactly. Is there a line between, that was the one. Oh yeah, now I needed to test. So that was the intro, and now I'm back to doing what I actually did before going live, and that is trying to figure out why this is not complete new. As you can see, it is working, but the environment lighting and all that day and night thing doesn't look good. And also there's no scroll in this main menu thing, so if you have more than I have here, or your screen size is smaller or different ratio, it will look weird. So yeah. So I don't know, Rob, if that answered your question. In our custom maps, please make it so we can add lighting and post-processing. Okay, let's see. I'd like to add some ambient fog so you can see clearly so far. Yeah, the post-processing I think could be fixed just by you installing the same post-processing as I have in the game, you know, the same version and the same package, and then add a global volume. I haven't tested that yet because, again, I need to make it work first with the bare minimum. And the fog and settings, it is carried over, but the idea is that EnviroSky actually overrides it. But I could add my own kind of scriptable object with some various simplified settings that I could then apply maybe to EnviroSky when I load in the map. So I think something like that could be possible, but it requires me to figure out how environment works and make it set up the scene correctly after loading in the mod. If that makes sense. Let me see. So even the town here is weird looking. Let me see. Okay, it looks okay. So now it has this direct sunlight. Let's see if that... Does that make it look different? Can't see. The funny thing is, that drag and drop thing I did there doesn't work in the custom maps. Let's try and go back. But actually that's why to be able to figure out how to fix this with a default scene that the modder haven't done anything about. That's why I keep testing my custom scene with this default skybox, because then I have kind of normal settings. So let me build that again. And then I also have some other things with the master audio and it's random, so it's some kind of sequence of things that happen when I exit a map. And I have the same problem in the current version of the map, that sometimes we get a lot of these because something is, deleted or destroyed before something else runs. Classic problem. So I hear what you're saying, Amnesty, but I will make it work first, and then I will add these extra things that you can tweak for the map. What is the difference between a custom map and a built-in map being loaded? There is no difference. Really. Because I've taken out, it's only the town that works right now, because that's the only map I changed to work with this new way, where I've taken out, I have some managers in the game, I have some UI, I have the EnviroSky prefab and all these stuff in each scene, but they have been taken out now and put into this map essentials scene that is then loaded, and then the map is loaded afterwards, and that can be either a built-in or one coming from a mod, and then afterwards it's some various things happens, and then it merges the scenes together, so it's one scene. And I'm doing this trying, so I was hoping that EnviroSky would then, look at the scene it's in and then set up the lighting. But yeah. Is the base game loading in the sky environment, setting it up, and then the custom map not picking up those changes? Let me show you here. So this is my essentials. This is the scene that is loaded, and you can see here in my load method here, a lot of things are going on. But okay, here. So I have a list of So here I'm basically saying if the scene I'm loading should load mods and the maps essentials, and maybe I can do it. It's easier to see if I do like this, I guess. Oh no, let me just zoom. Okay, so basically here I'm saying if the map we are currently trying to load needs mods and map essentials, and that it's just looking up in a hash list, because some scenes like loading, main menu, and some other stuff don't need all this to happen because they are kind of self-contained. But everything else, meaning every built-in map, every custom maps, will answer yes to this question. And then I'm looking up if it's actually already loaded, and if it's not, I load the map essential as the first thing here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I learned that, and this is a little caveat, scenes are a struct apparently. So you can't just, in the beginning of the method, just say, okay, give me the map essential scenes, and then later on look, is it loaded, is it not loaded, stuff like that. Because it never changed after you executed this method. So you have to ask the screen manager every time to see if there's a change. It's no problem because this is only running once loading the map. So, but I just had a lot of fun trying to look at this is loaded and not figuring out why it was false when I could see it was loaded. But yeah, good to know. You have to call this to get the latest and current version. Anyway, so then I load the map essentials, which is basically this one with the sky and some other destroyed UI, audio, stuff like that. And then afterwards, I'm looking to see if the scene I'm trying to load is actually loaded, and if not, then I load it. And then you would say, why do you do this check if they are actually loaded? You know, if you're trying to load it, it's not loaded already. Well, not when the game is running, but when I'm in Unity and developing, it is, because, you know, then I actually have, you know, town and this map essential open, because else it doesn't look right and I can't edit stuff, and, you know, so now it looks correctly, you know, looks like it should, because the environment is there, everything is there. But now when I hit play, it is actually loaded. So in this case, I don't have to load it. But I don't want to go down to too many details because this was terrible to make. It might sound simple now, but it was not so simple to figure out. Anyway, what were your questions? I'm just getting out of whereas the built-in maps do pick up those environment things. No, exactly, and that's actually what I just wanted to test. So let me close all this. Let me get back to the main menu, because I want to test it in the normal scenario where you come from the main menu and then load the scene and everything. And what I just tested before was loading up the town, and then I could see that it had the same problem of the environment. The environment lighting not set up correctly. So I think it's the same problem, but let's just test it, because I can actually do something here. Sorry for jumping around. Let's switch to the town just briefly here, and let's go to the town here, and you can see that the reason it looks more correct is because I already have this from before. So let's try and set this to Skybox something, default Skybox. So now I set the built-in scene with the Skybox, you know, and then we will most likely see the same thing, that it looks weird. So maybe this is a good test just to make sure that we in code actually override and set it up correctly. And then Amnesty, if the modders want to do something a little different, I think I will find another way to do that. Are the two objects being loaded, or an old one and not being? No, there is only one. There is only one. The Enviro Sky is not in the Do Not Destroy part. It's actually loaded with each mod or each map. It have an option to be not, you know, I could just keep the one I have from the main menu and then leave it and then reuse it. But I'm not sure that fixed the problem. What I think happens is that the Enviro Sky I saw before is in the map essentials. So I think it sets up the map essentials. It just did it right there. And then afterwards it's merged into one scene. So it just set up the other scene, and then it's being merged into another scene, and then it thinks, oh, I already set everything up. So if that's correct, then it would be easy just to go in and reinitialize the Enviro Sky. However, the reinitialize method doesn't really do that, or it doesn't do what I'm expecting. And now I picked the wrong map. We needed to go into the town. I hope I make a little sense to somebody here, because and this is why, as I said before, why I haven't streamed, because this is a little complicated. So let's go in again to the town, and now we should see it look it will look all weird. Hello Blake, welcome. Remember me, I remember you asking if I remember you every time you join, so yes, I do. Come on. One of the downsides of streaming is that I can't hear my own music. That's really annoying. I'm not listening to lo-fi when I'm just working by myself. Lately I've been listening to Disney songs. Danish Disney songs. Danish version of the Disney songs. It's just perfect. But a little weird when you're almost 40. Anyway. Okay, let's see. So, why doesn't this look all that weird? Okay. So it's not only that. Okay, what I'm seeing here is I'm not seeing this super light or this, you know, you saw before, this fog. Oh, maybe it's not. But anyway, okay. Because I need to click away, click back. But still, it have set this. You saw that the town had the default one. It have changed it to Skybox symbol, which is the right one, and it did the same for the other one. So it's not the Skybox that's being set correctly, but the source, the sun source at least, is missing. And what else? Anyway, let's try and go out here. Because I actually did play around with something before I started. So what I did was I said EnviroSky manager instance, and then it have a reinitialize method, and it also have a setup Skybox. You could try both and just see what happens. I have tried that, but I didn't see it make anything. But I think we should try and debug our way into it and see what happens. But maybe I should figure out actually why it's happening in the but yeah, but that's the thing with the, it seems like the scenes that are loaded via mods, I can't edit the same things as I can with built-in stuff, so I can't just change like the sun source from the editor, it seems. So that's why adding mods doesn't make things simpler. Encanto recently, yeah, actually the Don't Talk About Bruno thingy is good. I like that one. And the Little Mermaid classic. And I haven't actually seen Beauty and the Beast a lot as a kid and not as an adult, but the sounds are, the songs are pretty good and fun. But sadly, I can't listen to that here on stream. That was in the old days. You didn't get any notification, Blake? You have to click the little bell. And then every time you see one of my videos, you have to click it. So you learn, you teach YouTube that you want to see my videos. Then they will start to pop up. Anyway. Is the sun source added to the scene after this EnviroSky component, so it doesn't exist when the component is loaded? No, the sun source, actually you can see here, because this is how the EnviroSky manager is this entire object here, and it contains this is the actual the profile or the version of EnviroSky that it's using. Then here is the directional light, that's the sun thing. And then here we have some other objects that hold various data. I'm not controlling these. This is some standard EnviroSky stuff. So everything should be here once it's loaded. So that's not the problem. But I have to, let me think, because before debugging into, before doing this, I want to see if I can, because when troubleshooting and debugging stuff, keep it simple. Let's try and see if I can load in this custom map, and then let's see what settings in the lighting I can actually change at runtime, in play mode, and then see if I can make this thing go away, so I know what setting that is actually causing the problem. But maybe now that I think of it, is there still a roadmap for VR? You can say yes to that, but it's not. I would really like to do VR. I would really like to do multiplayer. I would really like to do console version, mobile version, but I can't do it all. I know guys in Discord say that it's simple to fix. Just do it all, and I would like to, but it will happen over time. But so one little step at a time. So I can't promise VR, I can't promise multiplayer, but I can promise that I would really love to look into it at some point. And multiplayer is kind of on the schedule to be investigated and tested out next year. So let's see. But right now it's custom maps. So we can see this light tint thing here. So the fog here is disabled. If I enable, does anything happen? No. Okay. So this have something. Yeah. Okay. You can see it go away again. So EnviroSky is actually doing its thing, right? Because you can see I can change the fog here, and it will change it back. This is not something Unity do on its own. So that's one thing. So what do we have here? Let's try to make this red. Does that have any impact? Nope. Source, gradient, sky. Okay, so what's this? See, this is the problem when it's loaded dynamically. I can't click this and get to it, but I'm assuming this is the right one. Try and click away. I can try something else, but so there's no real-time lighting, there's no big light, there's nothing here, so there's not much. Can I change this? See, it's getting, I don't know if you could see that, but if I change it to the default Skybox, it just changes itself back right away. So EnviroSky is doing its thing. It's just, where does this white thing come from? And let me check that. Oh, let me check something. But there shouldn't be any, because a modder could also have put a directional light in the custom map, and it will just stay there and keep the map like that. So that's also a way you could get some kind of glow to your game, just adding a directional light, because it's not removing that as it is right now. But there is no light in here other than what we have. So what if I disable the environment, the envir sky here? So there is some other light going on. Okay, I can't drag it over here actually. I can't drag it over. Start this with 10. Okay, so yeah. So the sun source is not set up correctly, because now it looks better. Now we don't have this weird black thing, but I didn't have that before either when I removed that sky thing. Yeah, we still have the problem of this white thing. And as I said, I can get rid of it by removing that Skybox material from the mod map, but I don't want to do that because I want to figure out why it's not set up correctly. I'm heading off to play with my daughter. I know you sold this one mess. Yes, got this. Take care. Take care, Rob. Have a nice evening. Yeah, I used to make it work. Okay, let's try some of this thing. What if we... Let's try and just run this and see if it just fixes it automatically. But I already tried that and I know it's not. And really the custom map here, there is nothing in it really. It's just like, it's just a scene with some simple things in it. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Not even some fog there. And you can see in here actually it doesn't have it doesn't even have that white glow in here in the same way. Oh, no, that can't be either. No, damn it. Okay, so now I put in these two lines here. So once it's loaded everything, it should set up the skybox and re-initialize, as it says here. But pretty sure it won't fix it. Let's see. Just press the NMVIA button. Yeah. It's hide just beneath the multiplayer button, and upgrade to URP and fix add controller support button, and upgrade UI, and add some more tools, and add some more fireworks. So all these buttons are hidden away and I haven't found them yet. So we still have this. Okay, let me try something. What if I so there's no, it also does it in here, and it doesn't have anything to do with the post-processing, so it's not that. Is it yeah, okay, I can check that. Okay, I can do it here. Yeah, okay, I can do that, but that doesn't fix the problem because I know it looks correct anyway when I remove that lighting thing. What if I set this to none? Ah. But even with this change here, it still have this weird glow. And we can see still that EnviroSky actually have an effect. It changes these things like it should. Not the real-time shadow color. Well, this was the one, right? We changed before. Oh. Environment reflections. Okay. So it might be because it did some environment reflections before. Before the map was actually loaded. Because you can see here the intensity multiplier. If I take that to 0, then it started to look correct. It uses the Skybox, so it uses the other Skybox, generates some flexion things and then never get back. Okay. Well, it's a guess, but my best guess right now. Let's see what happens. Let's try and see what happens in these ones. Let's see if we can. That's a different scenario where when you restart a map. I don't know how big the delay are. I'm very delayed because I'm not looking at the chat so much because I'm concentrating about this. Okay. But yeah, you can see, when you write in the chat and when it shows up on the stream, that's the delay. You can also, I think you can right click on YouTube and see the delay. Yeah, there should be shadows, but the reason there's no shadows, I think, is also because the sun thing is not set up correctly. But let me jump into this. Okay, the instance, it's fine. No. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe not. Okay, here's where we want to be. So it goes here, and it goes into this one. Okay, so sky settings. Okay, so it actually goes in and when it's set up, it goes in and find the material in the sky and then actually destroys that and then select its own new one and provide that. Perfect. So that's all good. Yes. Let's see here. Okay, the weather stuff, profile, blah blah, pre-init, game time, blah blah blah, server, satellite, fog mode, setup, Skybox, satellite, blah blah, doesn't matter. Nothing to do with that. And then it set up the Skybox, that's the one we just been through anyway. Sets up the Skybox, yes. Ambient mode. Flat, yes. Okay, here comes something. Components. Global fraction. Up. Okay, that is, if it is null, then it does something, blah 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 blah. Reflection deactivate full mode for now. Okay. Yeah, and it's single. You might want to change that. That's maybe. Let's see. Clouds, blah 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 blah. Didn't have much. Again, sorry for. Yeah, this is why I haven't streamed, because it's not. I can't say that much because sky reflections, but I turned that off. Reflections are turned off in general. Let's see, just to. Oh, there you can see there are shadows here, so that's fine. Just not at night, I guess. Okay, there are actually also at night here. But anyway, that's not the problem. It is something with this reflection. See, it have a. What are these freaking reflections? Okay, so let's see what we can do here, because this shouldn't happen in the scene load manager, by the way, but that's the place I'm doing it right now for testing. Let's see, what can we do with reflections? Reflection settings. But it's just. Update default reflection. What? Update default environment reflections. Let me check something. Just looking up what that does. But that's not stated anywhere. Perfect. Hello, Alexander Kalavik. By the way, I don't have any way to see how many are looking actually. That's the enable this option to update default environment reflections. Some will be needed for example. Reflections prop directly. Update default. But this is just the settings that we just checked in here. That's not really what I want. Because there's most likely is one in here called something like, or something that maps to this updates, global reflection update on game time and precision. Default environment reflections. Yeah, one of these are called where is the reflection? Anyway, and the reason I dare to fool around in here is just because I'm just gonna undo all the changes in the main menu because I know I haven't done anything useful. Yeah, Alexander, you tried Guanaco's map. Yeah, it's really cool. Good. And hopefully with this custom map support I'm working on now, he can make it even better or perform even better. I haven't tested out myself, by the way, yet. So it's something with this reflection. Okay, let me try. Okay, let me try something else. Come on. Okay. Let me try something else. Let's try and not do this, and then let's try not to merge this together. So now we should actually see both the map essentials and the other one, and then if I switch between them I might be able to see a difference in the lighting and maybe you can see the problem. Maybe. Because it looks like some global reflection is calculated while on the map essentials scene, because that's where it loads, and then once you switch to the other one it stays there. But then again not, because why does I don't know. This will basically be a stream where I'm saying I don't know. Are you making so modders can upload there? Yes, exactly, Alexander. That's exactly what I'm working on. As you can see here, this is a map I made as a modder in another Unity. Of course, now I'm on the same machine because I'm both making the game and making the custom map. But the idea is there. Okay, let's see. So lighting, environment, and right now, what I'm working on is trying to figure out why custom maps and custom maps gets this weird white look, because it should really look more like this. So why is it that this is all weird? But what if I do like that? But then we have this really dark environment, but that's because it's not. And then as soon as we go in here, it gets this weird white. Can we do something? We can change this now. Hi Anton, well, I might not, but some modders might be able to do that, create that. Maybe some with camera setting. Nah, no, because I tried before disabling the post-processing, and it wasn't that. Here I can go in and find the player and disable some. See, it doesn't change a lot. See it in the background. It shines a little more, yes, but it's not that makes the difference. So it's not like some post-processing. And also I know if I remove that Skybox material from the custom map, it doesn't look quite as bad as it do now. But it's weird because okay. Let's try and Google something here. Okay. So let's see, Unity. Changing Skybox material, reflections, not updating. Oh, I'm not the first one looking for it. Reflections not updating when changing Skybox runtime. Oh, that's what I want to know. Have you tried with Don't update when changing the Skybox texture at runtime unless environment reflection is set to Skybox. But it is set to Skybox, so that doesn't really. Try to change the Skybox texture. But it's not working. Environment reflection has to custom button. Oh, now we have some more people. Hello, Dust Gamer Man. I saw you before, but I didn't mention you. Anton, hello. European fellow. Hello, me again, after a while. Yeah, this foggy white color is not supposed to be there. Because as you can see here in the custom map, where I'm, that I as a modder have created, there is not this white thing. And if I remove this default Skybox, it also goes away, but there's still something that is weird. I could also okay, while reading about this, let me test out something else. So what if I do these two things here? With just to test it out, and then have the custom map, the mod thing, have no Skybox, build the mod. But as you will see, there's still some issue in the custom mod when the sun is rotating and the day is going by. There's too much black, it doesn't look right. And it's because something with the environment lighting is not set up correctly. And beforehand, that was done in each map with this Enviro Sky manager thing. Worked out fine. But now when I'm loading it dynamically or loading in another way, things are loaded differently, and that somehow makes it not work for some reason. So yeah. European fella, still dope game. Thank you. That's why I keep working on it, making it better and better. Please add the 100,000 kappa I suggest on Discord. Could please take a look at it. What is this round? I saw somebody post this round red thingy. That should be a case for modder. Okay, anyway, now we are in the game again, and we have this right skybox, everything is fine, and we can see there's this white thing is not there anymore. It looks more correct now, but I think it looks weird when I do this, I guess. Let's see. Okay, it's actually okay. It's kind of okay. We don't get this super black, weird, dark point in time. Okay. But yeah, as I said before, but I think, okay, so let's just see if this actually make a change. So now I keep the custom map with what is, I keep the custom map with the skybox set to none, and then I try to remove these two lines of code that initialize the Enviro Sky, and then see if it still looks the same, or I get back these black weird pointing time at the day when the time goes by, because then we know that these update skybox and stuff like that actually have an effect. So that's good. Yeah, Guanaco, I fixed it, but the thing is, as I also said earlier, I would like not to fix it by having to have modders remember to remove this, because people will forget, and it's an annoying thing. I should be able to just fix it somehow, but maybe it's not possible. So now we're back here, but now we can also, okay, so now we can see it's actually a lot darker, I think. Yeah, see there? This looks completely, oh, you can't see it. Okay, so this setup thing actually works. It does some, try to take a look now at the shadows on this house here. When the time goes by, take a look. That doesn't look good. Way too black, you know, completely black. We can't see it. Completely dark here. The ground, and it doesn't look good. Okay, so these two, oops, one of them at least, have an effect when this is run here. So that's good. Let's just try again, just to be sure that I'm actually right in what I'm saying. So that makes sense that I load things up dynamically and then ask Enviro Sky afterwards to please, you know, set up these things again, because I changed a lot since you were initially started. So that makes sense. You can remove by script. Well, no, not really. I don't know how I can do that. That was what I was hoping Enviro Sky did, you know. It as you can, and that's the weird thing. You can see when I load the map, if I look in the lighting settings and the environment here, you can see that it have changed the skybox material. So it did change it, but for some reason this reflection thing stays there. And then there was this other thread with one saying that, well, it only works if you have the environment set to having environment reflection Skybox, but that is already set like that. So I don't know. But now let's test out again, because now we took in these 2 lines of code again, and you can already see it's different. It's much lighter now, looks more correct. And now when I run it here, see, it's not so super dark. Now you could argue that it's too light, but that is actually how it's set up right now. I'm pretty sure. This looks more correct. But and it's not a material thing on the houses either, because when this other thing happened with this white thing, it also happens on the fireworks in the game, which is a built-in material in the game. So it's not, it's some global stuff. Yeah, but this render thing, that was what we saw before. Enviro Sky already do that. You can see here. See here? So that already happens. Update environment texture next frame. Lighting settings ambient mode. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Skybox. Oh. Wait a second. Maybe, okay, let's try something. Skybox, and let's apply it to this manager thing. Let's try something here. Yeah, I actually have. Well, the thing is, X Proto is that I can do a lot of these things. I already bought a package of some low poly, real looking water actually. That looks pretty good. I will not make it realistic, but modders can, with this new thing, modders can do that. The problem is you have to remember all these things that look super cool and, like, you know, weather is weather and water and stuff like that. Then it have a cost of performance. So it depends on what you want. But of course it's possible. I can add this cool looking low poly water and I want to do it in a map, but I can't put everything in one map. So that's why I'm over time adding more maps that is kind of small, with different things in, so you can pick, because I can't just make a big map with everything. But modders could actually also add some realistic water if they wanted. They have already made some realistic looking maps. Yeah, and the physics of water and stuff like that. Very cool, but also very yeah, tough. Okay, this looks a little better. Let's try something. Let's go back and add this Skybox thingy. And add it again here. So now I changed the setting on the Envir Sky manager thingy. So the ambient light is from the Skybox, another flat one. But it also adds an extra step because then this has to update ambient light. But it might trigger something that we want, but yeah, let's see. Yeah. Can you please create a map with maximum FPS more than flat, please? Well, yeah, you could. A modder could very easily create just one with a flat plane. That's the lowest you can get. Let me check it out, Guanaco. Change Skybox runner, change. But yeah, but really I want to disable reflection probes. That's what I did in the settings already. So you can see here, you know, global reflections is disabled. But might be there still somehow. But let me check. Now it's very dark in the background here, right? Yeah. Let me check something. Now we're back with the map with this default Skybox. And let's see. Yeah, I see it, Guanaco. Yeah, but it's not. It's a global thing, as you will. Let me show you here. No. Okay, now it's completely crazy. Now it's even worse. But take a look here. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, so the buildings are fine, but then it was these ones. No. See this one. Okay, so it's something with the. See. So all the modded fireworks get, you know, you can see it also have this white tint to it, whereas the ones that is built in and are using the built-in materials, this might be good too. Oh, no, that's this one is custom too, but I'm pretty sure this one uses the same material as these ones, so that looks fine. So there's something with the materials on this one and this one. Okay. That makes it look this weird. Not that I want to change the material and everything, but But still. Okay, so the... Okay. Okay, and I guess this one... Oh, okay. Reflections. Antons, what you... One last tip to get more FPS is to get a smoother experience. Is actually to... one thing is to limit the frame rate to like 30, for instance, if that's what you... So it doesn't go up and down all the time, or 60 if you can't do that. That's what I'm doing here. I can run easily more than 60, but I limit it to 60 because I'm in Unity often when I develop the game, and I have OBS running and a lot of other stuff running. So I limit it to 60 to save some resources. But what you can also do to make it run better, after you disable motion blur and all these other stuff, quality, you can lower the resolution. Right now you can... My resolution here is in Unity, so it doesn't really work. But you can lower the resolution here. That should and then find a resolution that is the same aspect ratio as your monitor. This way it won't be super weird looking, it will just be a little more pixelated. And that actually gives... I do that on my Surface Pro actually when I test the game there, because it can run it at full setup anyway. So there's something with this freaking... So yeah, I can see that I can do this, but this doesn't... Metallic one. That's not what I want to do. Because you can see this one, it doesn't have that either. So that's not the... Oh! Oh. Opaque still. Guanaco, what have you seen this white thing? Yeah, we could try some settings thing, but now I've changed some stuff anyway. Go to very low just to see if that have any effect. Doesn't change anything. But again, this is not a fix, it's just to figure out. So you can see it's still a problem. It's something with the materials, I think, and it's something with the materials and how they react to reflections or something like that. And then it's like the scene needs to kind of recalculate. Can you recalculate? Unity scene recalculate reflections, something like that. I still haven't understood these reflection probes. I still don't get it, to be honest. How to refresh reflection probes? No. That's not what I want to do. Oh. Wait a second. Wait a second. Maybe. Okay, this is gonna be not gonna be easy. Let's take this back and let's undo the main menu changes. This one is actually fine, but might not be needed if we can do this. Of course, I could also try this one, but I don't think it will. I don't think this will fix anything. I'm not even sure I can do this. Okay, let's just try this. I have no idea what this is doing. Let's try this last thing. Else I get an idea. Maybe, again, we get very technical now again, but a scene is loaded and then activated. What if we're getting very, very technical now, but I load the first scene and activate that, load the other one and activate that, and then I merge it. What if I load both of them, merge it, and then activate it as a combined scene? I want to try that. JB, it's hard to explain. I'm working on custom map support, and that is actually working. I load in stuff dynamically based on some mod thing, but the main problem now is that the way I load stuff now makes the reflection in the map not be correct. I don't know how I should explain that. You can see it now, unless I fixed it. But I don't think so. Anton, bye-bye. Yeah, so JB is not so easy to explain. And as I also said before in this live stream, it's big. Just a second. Just a second, guys. Okay, back again. Okay. So this doesn't fix. Okay, you can see here that we have this weird white glow thing, and we don't want that. I want to test something out. It's not that easy. And I have to go now because it's dinner time. Okay, let me put in a note here to myself. Try load, merge, and then activate the scenes. And my idea is that, and then I do this so it doesn't build, and then I remember it. Yeah, so I will end the stream now because I have to go eat dinner and stuff like that. So I didn't make it work now. I managed to do a lot of things work this week here. As you can see, I can actually load mods now, and now we just are down to these things about, the reflection and lighting not being loaded correctly, as shown correctly. But still, you saw how far I am with the progress, with the custom maps. So yeah, and now I need to figure out how to fix this, what I think is a reflection scene global thingy that I don't know how to fix, but I usually figure out, so most likely also this time. But it just takes time, so it's hard to make software games. So that's it. Have to go. Nice to see you guys. I was actually thinking about doing a small, one recorded devlog showing off current how I load custom maps now. But then Guanaco said, when will you go live next time? And I was like, okay, yeah, let me go live at 1 hour, and then people can see that. Most likely the ones of you who are here will be seeing that video anyway, so now it's here. So what did I miss? Went Mia for a little bit. Well, you didn't miss anything. You missed a lot of attempts on fixing this problem, but yeah, not fixed yet, but I'll figure it out. See you in the next live stream or devlog or in the Discord or whatever, and remember to subscribe, like, and all that. Get your friends to subscribe. I'd rather have they buy the game instead of subscribing, to be honest. But anyway, see you. Bye.